Joined here by Brian Lacey.
Thought I'd come and jump back on this cage. Deляn Georgiev, the 28-0 amateur record, looking to try and claim another gold medal here under the IMAF banner. But Artem from the Ukraine in the red corner, we were talking about him earlier, and he's one of these fighters, you see him wearing a lot of damage. He seems to be a bit of a slow starter, takes damage, wakes up, and then finds a way to win. So we saw that in yesterday, very tough first round for him, but then came out with a second round armbar, which saw him progress into this. But by far, this will be his toughest test of his amateur career so far.
So Afanasenko looking for the overhand right early on. He does a good job of firing the punches nice and straight down the pipe to set up that right hand.
Deляn Georgiev has this style where it's almost like playing chicken. He knows what you're going to do, and he's quite happy to be in a dull fight and win it just by. If you look at his record, he's got a number of split decisions. He understands the point scoring format. He understands what he needs to do. He stays out of danger. Look at him not wearing any damage. And yesterday he avoided, in the fight I saw, taking maybe, I think, 2 shots during that fight. So somebody that is aware of the format, but with a skill set and a mentality which really fits this IMAF tournament style. Oh, but that's a nice right hand from him, targeting that left well under the eye of Afanasenko.
Afanasenko now just pouring away that rear hand. He's tapping it away. Nice boxing technique, a parry. And again, both athletes filling out. But like you said, Malcolm, on the left side, Afanasenko's eye, he's got a bit of a welt, and it might look to see if Georgiev targets that side to do more damage.
It seems to be that right hand is coming over just as you say that, Dean. Afanasenko is somebody that almost wakes up when he gets hit. You can see he's got some good venom, and he's got good length on his punches. That's what I like about how he strikes. Really does put you at the end of the shot, and tries to keep his head out of danger. But that's a shot in from Georgiev, and this is where we've seen him dominating fight after fight. Once he gets to this top position, works enough to keep it down there, aware of what you try and do, but Afanasenko really needs to now find a way of getting out of this guard of Georgiev.
Afanasenko working off his back now, controlling the wrist there to limit the punches coming down, pulling the full guard here. He might look to just control the posture of Georgiev to limit the damage.
And we see 2 fighters.
Second round here at featherweight.
Nice inside leg kick there.
And a little bit high to the groin area there, a little bit of protest from Georgiev.
Yeah, made a weird noise as well, which makes me think it was just on the edge of the cup, but we just had in cage number 2 over there. We've had a stoppage due to a cup strike, which is very unfortunate to see, but Georgiev doesn't seem bothered, not perturbed by that at all. And Afanasenko, I've got to be wary of Georgiev trying to get the clinch. Like I said in the first round, what I like from Afanasenko, he keeps you at the end of his punches, but we know what Georgiev is going to want to do. Close the distance, maybe go for that inviting lead leg to get the takedown.
I'd like to see Georgiev fake the level change, which
Yes.
in turn brings the head and the hips backward, then come up with the uppercut, left hook combination, then shoot. You know, he's really got to try and catch Afanasenko slipping here to set up those takedowns. He can't shoot them naked on the outside with nothing in front of him. You know, he's got to set it up with his strikes and level changes.
Afanasenko taking the centre of the cage, and Georgiev just trying to find a route in. I like the patience as well from Afanasenko. And now he's the one. But look at the reaction. This is what got me yesterday with Georgiev. His reaction times are unreal. He was against Izquierdo, the tough, the grappling Spanish fighter yesterday. And when Izquierdo went for the takedown, somehow Georgiev got there first. And time again, that put him in this position where he loves to work from in the guard, in the centre of the cage, just applying pressure and slowly racking up the points or the damage on his opponent.
Body triangle here from Afanasenko.
when you see that, especially in the centre of the cage, what does it tell you about the game they're looking to play? Because you can't really do much as far as sweeps or submissions when you locked yourself to your opponent from the bottom.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. He's locking himself to his opponent. He's trying to limit the posture. He's trying to limit the power that Georgiev can get when he elevates his body up and rain down those punches. So in my eyes, he's looking to use these peppering shots maybe to gain an angle, to gain a better position, but he wants to control the posture ultimately to limit that damage. It does serve as a distraction as well, and it can be quite painful when you're trying to arch your back and there's almost like a bar at the bottom of your back. You know, it's quite painful, and it's a precarious position to be in because it limits your movement as well. So yeah, almost certainly Artem looking to limit the movement of Georgiev. Georgiev now looking to use the cage to pin the head up.
Oh, good hips though from Afanasenko, trying to turn away. I think he's getting warned about feet in the cage. So it was a strange one for me, that, because the cage is there and your feet aren't like your fingers. You can physically go to grip, but as you turn your foot in a cage and the wires slip through or whatever, it's always been a strange one for me. I understand it, but it's very difficult. It's not like advancing in this tournament. But this, again, is going to be another one where if it goes the distance, a tough one for the judges to score. Do you think momentum-wise, that top position, that control is in the hands of Georgiev as we stand right now going into this round?
Yeah, definitely Georgiev's ability to stay on top, and even those peppering shots, the ability to be on top is an advantageous position.
Superman punch there from the Ukrainian. I got to say, the atmosphere, I was walking through the stands as the Ukrainian was announced and made his way, and it was such a loud roar and cheer from the blue and yellow shirts, here to witness Artem Afanasenko take on one of the greatest amateur fighters of all time. Nice feints though from the Ukrainian as well. Trying to work an angle, trying to get a reaction to get one of these long strikes in and turn this fight.
Yeah, Afanasenko is very difficult, like the pronunciation of his name. He's provided to be a very difficult customer for Georgiev. You know, he's really done a great job of firing the hips back, using the strikes to distract him. He's really a solid force in front of Georgiev, and that's what's promoting Georgiev to look for those takedowns. But he's not having that much success in changing levels now. He's backing off a little bit, he's crossing the feet, struggling to look for a way in.
Totally agree with that. I think physically as well, Afanasenko is nice and long for this. Only a slight reach advantage, but he uses it well, staying disciplined with the strikes he's picking and mixing them up there. You look at this, front teep to the belly, then that nice outside leg kick, then looking for the head. And he's got real venom in those shots.
He's commanding the centre of the cage as well, and that's going to play a big part in the judges' scorecards here. You know, he's in the inside, he's dictating the pace, dictating the distance. It's Georgiev that's one that's looking for this opening, but if he implores those level changes, those fakes, and then makes Afanasenko believe that he wants to strike, he's going to be able to better time those takedown attempts.
Nice right hand though from Afanasenko. What has been a consistent, I don't know, thought throughout the IMAFs, and these are what people talk to me when I talk about certain athletes. With Georgiev, people always seem to say he does just enough. He does just enough in some fights, just enough. And sometimes if you're running it that close to the wire, fights like this could see you maybe not do enough, and that's where he's got to be careful. And that shows how sort of savvy he is now in that experience, looking for the takedown and maybe making the mark now. But you can think playing that game is dangerous. You're playing with fire. He has a record of 28-0, so he's got it right every time so far. But against a tough opponent like this and in a close fight, it's a dangerous game to play.
Yeah, and also the little nuances for your opponent to catch you with a big shot, get a good position that turns the direction of the fight. They're quite close together when such highly...
Wow, there we go. I have to say, I was hoping to claim.